That's where I was thinking of full notes so that wake everybody up a little bit.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I'm Kathleen Frankert. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. And I greet you this morning with Namaste. Namaste is Sanskrit, and it means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. It's just a beautiful way to greet each other and to know spiritual truth for each other right at the top of the whole thing, right? As I said, this is the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast, and this is where we come together to study and deepen our understanding of what it means to be a center for spiritual living, as each one of us. So we study science of mind, we study other metaphysical teachers, and we do this together in community. As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. So we come together for that purpose. So really welcome, and welcome all of you joining us online, whether that be live on Facebook or YouTube right now or somewhere down the line. We're so happy that you're choosing to spend this hour or so with us to do that, to spend time in community. Let's see, what else do I have to say? We have a great service in store for you today, of course. We are looking this month at the theme of perfectly imperfect, which is something that I can resonate with, and maybe you can too. So Reverend Theresa Fieberts, who is our spiritual director, is going to be here this morning, and her topic is expansive experience. So I know we're going to have an even deeper awareness and understanding of that perfectly imperfect concept. And our musical inspiration is our house band, who we love so much. our Joyful Noise group. Isn't it great to see them together? Yes, 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 yes. So with that all said, let's just take this time now to quiet ourselves, settle in, and connect with that which is divine, that which is the perfectly imperfect you. The mystic Meister Eckhart said that between God and man, there is no between. So center yourself in that knowing that there is no separation ever from our good, from that divine source, that divine wisdom. You can call it infinite presence, God, nature, universe, by whatever name. We are never separate from it. And because of that, we are never separate from each other. There is a divine unity in all of life that we are participating in, that we are here to express as our individualized creation, as our knowing of what it is to be a center for spiritual living. It is that divine potential that brings forth healing, love, peace, joy. It is the assurance that we are always guided, guarded, and protected, and that we are never, ever alone in any challenge. I'm so grateful to know and recognize that for me and for all hearing these words of healing and wisdom for everyone, everywhere. I also give thanks for the blessings of this time and community, the music, the message, every moment in celebration of this divine connection to our good and to each other. And for all this, I am so grateful. I know this to be so, and so it is. Welcome, Joyful Noise.
I want to have a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. I want a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy, worthy of love. This looking for certainty is really exhausting me. Perfect though I try to be, I've not been. Alone with my guilt and shame, afraid of more pain and blame. I numb out to stay in the game, I can't win. Time to make myself a brand new choice. I want to have a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. I want a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy, worthy of love. So I choose to be set free, take responsibility, stand in vulnerability, speak my heart. To get love, I must give love. To belong, I must reach out. To find truth, I must be true. Play my part, 'cause owning my own story and loving myself too are the greatest things I'll ever do. I want to have a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. I want a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy, worthy of love. love. I want a wholehearted life, wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. I want a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy, worthy of love. I'm worthy, worthy, worthy of love, worthy, worthy of love. I'm worthy, worthy, worthy of love, worthy, worthy of love. I'm able, able, able to love, able, able to love, able, able, able to love, able, able to love.
Morning. Namaste, everyone. So I'm doing a reading this morning. It's called Dear America. And I think it's necessary to mention the author's name. Her name is Sheelin Harkin. She's the author of The Prophetess, The Return of the Prophet, and The Divine Feminine. Dear America, in this time of tremendous change, where we are invited to bend instead of break, respond instead of react, create instead of collapse, let us deepen our pledge. Rise with me. Put your hand on your heart, and together let us say, I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance. That our mother tongue is kinship and our dialect is decency. I pledge allegiance to a goodness that has no polarity and a light that knows no opposite. May we pledge allegiance to a no longer hemming our light or corseting our power. I pledge allegiance to the breaking of every glass ceiling that once held possibility inside. I pledge to crown thy good with sister and brotherhood and sea to shining sea. America, let us pledge allegiance to writing new stories of kinship, of gentleness and power coexisting, about the great courage it takes to love. Let us pledge our commitment to the grand journey of entering the bravest frontier yet, while finally opening our hearts to each other. May we pledge to be free from the limiting chains of cross-party antagonism. We don't have time to waste our valuable resources on this. We have a glorious future to create. May we pledge to remember we have choice about where to point our tremendous power. May we pledge to sign the treaty that returns all people to the native land of their rightful dignity. May we pledge to remember our praise for our nation's great rivers and forests and mountains, and to be their caretakers. May we pledge to be a beneficial influence as our short lives walk the soft earth. May we pledge to remember we are all working arduously, nobly, fumblingly, and with heroic resilience to rise and rise again, to come closer to the best of ourselves. May we pledge to remember that anything that hopes to attain greatness is always rooted in love. May we pledge that before we pull from the arsenal of divisive ideas and before opinions line up like cavalry, to ask if there is a way beyond war. May we pledge to not having to know everything, and to commit to participating in a nation open to learning and relearning together. May we pledge allegiance to our true freedom, freedom to break old chains of superiority, and sing the anthem of the land of the truly free, that is one of unity in diversity, a unity that rather be threatened by its diversity, knows it is stronger and healthier for it. Let us pledge to stand together in knowing we can rewrite ancient, ignorant stories that made us violent beasts instead of soaring eagles. Let us pledge our devotion to the true land of the free, to the borderless birthplace deep in our chest, where beauty again and again takes her first breath. America, no matter how far we are from where we are aiming to go, why not pledge to look at it differently? Why not say, I am light, building a kingdom of myself? America, let us pledge to put our hearts together and consider how beautiful there we make this world. Thank you.
There's a pledge I can get on board with. I wrote this song last month, and I realized after I wrote it, like everything we do speaks from a place where we've healed. But today, I would like for you to know what I learned. There is only one thing that holds a key to the expansion of this person right here and each one of those people out there. One thing holds the key to our expansion, and it's you, and you, and you. You hold your own key. And I hope today, in this song, or in a message from Rev T, in a hug from somebody here, that you see how powerful your key is. Did you hear the crash of doubt and fear? The audacity of me still standing here. My only path is to celebrate love and peace. Sometimes I fall short, but mostly I achieve. Imperfect, beautiful and complete. Please be kind, I'm still unfolding me. Amazing grace is mine, 'cause I set me free. Imperfect, beautiful and complete. I fail more times than most people ever try. It's spirit showing up as me
each and every time. Unlock your chains and set your own self free. Now you know you are the key. However imperfect, you're beautiful and complete. Imperfect, beautiful and complete. Please be kind, I'm still unfolding me. Amazing grace is mine, 'cause I set me free. Imperfect, beautiful and complete. We're all imperfect. We're beautiful and complete. We're so imperfect. We're beautiful and complete. I'm so imperfect. I'm beautiful and complete. I'm so imperfect. Beautiful and complete. Please be kind. I'm still unfolding me. Amazing grace is mine, 'cause I set me free. Perfect, beautiful, complete.
Diana. You're so imperfect. And I love you. Each one of you, you are so imperfect. Oh my gosh, and that's probably the thing I love about you, right? Remember we did that, I think, 2 weeks ago. That one thing that you think is your deficit, is a scar, is a blemish. Is the thing that we probably go, oh, God, I love that about that person. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby. And joyful noise. You know, I'm blessed I get to hear them practice in my house, so I know it's pretty wonderful to be me. As we wrap up this month and this conversation that we've been having about perfectly imperfect, and the punchline to that is, in our humanness, we experience feelings of imperfection and strive for perfection. But in our divine nature and our spiritual self, you know, that's the perfection with the capital P, right? So I've been encouraging you all month to uncover that true self, and allow that true self to be enough, you know, in its divinity. And from that place is how we get to live this expanded experience. So I've been talking about Brené Brown a lot this month and quoting from her books. And she says to live wholeheartedly. So Bobby sang that song, you know, wholehearted living. She says that that's about engaging in our lives from a place of worthiness. Worthiness. It means cultivating the courage and the compassion and connection to wake up in the morning and think, that line in the song, which gets me, no matter what gets done and how much is left undone, I am enough. And I spoke about that last week. No matter what gets done and what's left undone, I am enough. It's going to bed and thinking, yes, I am imperfect, or vulnerable, and sometimes afraid. But that does not change the truth that I am also brave and worthy of love and belonging. Remember, we've talked a couple weeks ago about the dichotomy, the dissonance of trying to hold two ideas at the same time. Eventually, my prayer, my affirmation for all of us is that we let go of trying to hold that unrealistic ideal that many of us have of perfection, and allow simply our own true self, that divine incarnation of the One, to be the thing that shines, to be the thing that wakes up in the morning excited and goes to bed at night content. That. Yeah. And I think that's how we're brave, how we can be brave, is that. Knowing deeply that we're loved, that we're okay, that we belong. Last week, I started the service with the Christian Larson, or my message with the Christian Larson quotes, which just moved me so much. I read them again this week. But he's suggesting in there, if you recall, that we come from, quote, the upper realm in the spiritual life, where reality and perfection of divine existence is revealed. That reality that we walk in this human world, and the divinity, that divine perfection of it all, the 2 feet walking in the world, right? With that awareness. And our spiritual practices, our daily spiritual practices, help us do that. And one day we realize, wow, I don't ever have that thought anymore. Or, wow, I always wake up this way. Or that's my default now. Like, we just realize that through that spiritual practice, we've had these shifts that do lead us into a more fulfilling way to live our lives. This is Science of Mind 101. And I've been all month long probably dishing out a lot of psychology, which also is not, well, it's part of what we teach. You know, Science of Mind is a philosophy that weaves the threads through religions and ancient spiritual wisdom and truth seekers like Plato and all of that, with, the philosophers and science and psychology. So we weave all that together. To paraphrase Ernest Holmes, he says it's logical, intellectual, spiritual, and emotionally satisfying. I love that. It's emotionally satisfying. What's your religion? Oh, well, it's emotionally satisfying. And he calls it a science, science of mind. He calls it a science because he says we can prove it to ourselves. And I will tell you that you can. I have. I wouldn't have committed my life, become an ordained minister in this teaching. We don't become ordained ministers, do we, unless we have committed our lives to this, right? Yeah. So I want you to prove it to yourself, and you're going to have an opportunity to do that today. I'm in 100% agreement with Ernest Holmes when he says that we need a greater recognition of nature and our relationship to it, a fuller awareness of all of that, and that there is a power in this universe, a creative intelligence that we can use. And it's the power of our own thought. And then it changes our lives. And as Hector read, it changes the world. That was beautiful. Thank you for reading that. I love that. That's going to resurface if you've signed up for the 100 days. That will resurface, that poem. Ernest Holmes taught us that everybody, absolutely every one of us, everybody, everywhere, it doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter what your experiences have been up until now, everyone has access to this spiritual power. Everyone has a power greater than them that they can access within themselves, that they can use to change the circumstances and situations in their lives. Everybody has that. I'm not anything special. You know, your practitioners, we've just studied it, but I mean, everybody has this. And it's based on the idea that there's 3 planes of existence that we live in. So I talk about the 2 feet, you know, one in our humanity and one in our divinity. But I want you to think about it in a different way. Form, thought, spirit this morning. 3 planes. Form, we are real. I am real. This is real. This is real. It's not imaginary. It's not illusion. You're not living in a dream. If I walk out into the traffic on 41, I'm likely to get hit by a car if I'm not paying attention, right? I'm not going to walk in front of a bus. It's real. Form is real. And we also have a mind. We live in a mental world, a mental construct, a world of thought. It's more subtle than the form, but I would tell you it's more powerful than the form. One comes from the other, right? So thought is form in solution, Ernest Holmes said. Think about that. Thought is form in solution. Thought is form in solution. Well, that's a good one, isn't it? You could sit with that one all day long. Thought is form in solution. Thought creates. It has power. It has power. This came from somebody having a thought. Right? Oh, we need to put our sheet music on it, you know? That came from a thought. Right? So we've been talking all month basically about those negative thoughts that we have about ourselves when we're trying to measure up to some arbitrary standard. We're measuring ourselves against someone else, or what we're told is you know, how a minister behaves, or how, you know, a school teacher acts, or whatever. You know, we have these measurements in our heads. They're thoughts. Many times when we're looking and focused on our imperfections, they are negative thoughts, right? Well, they have power. They have power to create. And they stifle the possibilities, the infinite possibilities that are here for all of us, right? So we live in a universe of physical form and thoughts and feelings. Yes? Yeah? That's what this is. But there's another universe, that 3rd plane, which is spiritual, which we don't necessarily see. But there is something permeating everything. There's something permeating everything. Maybe we could think about that all day long. Permeating everything is a something with a capital S. It is steadfast. It is always present. There's a permanency running through impermanence. Is that not true? Oh, yeah. So there is a perfection running through anything that we think is imperfect. Isn't that true also? Wow, I love this stuff. Presence is inherent in change. Changes that we experience in our life. There's a steadfast, unchanging something. Through the changing, through the fluctuating that we do, through the moving, there's something that never moves. There's a constant. And it is very responsive to us. Like we can do a dance with it. It's a reciprocal nature, this universe, right? Like it gives us life, we give it things to create. That's how it works. That's really how it works. So we live in a spiritual universe, and spirit that is transcendent of our thoughts and feelings and form, and yet immanent in our thoughts and feelings and form. Am I stretching your brain muscles this morning? This is what we call the threefold universe: mind, body, spirit. This is really a basic understanding of this teaching. It's science of mind in a nutshell, isn't it? It's science of mind in a nutshell, that there's a creative impulse that moves through us that's activated by our thought. The thought that's creative. The thought that creates these things, right, in life. Think back to that poem that Hector shared. We have that power. That's exciting stuff to think about. How incredibly powerful we are. How incredibly powerful we are. I'll tell you something else that's really powerful is suggestion. The power of suggestion, right? So I know from being a realtor, I could walk in a house and it could be nobody's home, and I'm coming in to show the home, and I can feel a negative energy. There was an argument there that night, that morning. So there's depression, there's anger, there's sadness. You feel it in places, don't you? You can feel that. You can walk up to a group of people that are talking, and you can know instantly if they're gossiping, if they're complaining, if they're talking about people, if they're complaining about the state of our union. You feel it when you walk into that space, don't you? That's pretty incredible too, isn't it? Think about that. Think about what's happening there. So we fall prey to that, or we create something else. We have that power. We have that power. Ernest Holmes said some 75 years ago or more, he asked this question, he posed this question: how many of our present day convictions, social, economic, political, religious, and moral, are suggestions that we have accepted without good reason? We do it about ourselves, and we do it about our society. I see you shaking your head. Are you shaking your head yes at home? Oh man, we do this. We do this. The thoughts that we do to ourselves, the thoughts that we do to the world. You are important to world peace. You are important to what happens to our country, to this world, to your own life, right? You know that. Do you know that? You're powerful. So today is 100 days from today is our national election, November 4th. 100 days from today. 100 days from today. Do you feel tense? I just saw it in a couple of you. You feel tense? Do you feel comfortable? Do you have a vision? I hope you have a vision. So I got a phone call this morning. I shared this before while we were setting up still, from Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith this morning. Oh, yeah. He called my phone. Yeah, he called you too? He called Lisa. Did he call you? Yeah, Scott, you got a call? Well, I'm telling you, it's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. And he said, we are either pushed by our pain or pulled by a vision, right? Where the people have no vision, they perish. We want to know who we are. What we value. What you value. You don't have to value the same thing I value. But you want to know who you are, what you value, what is the vision you hold for the world that we live in. What is that? And don't be pushed off of that because of fear, because of what people say, because of what's swirling, the chaos that can likely start swirling even faster and harder and louder than it has been. the rhetoric is likely to get loud, right? So we want to have practices. We've been talking about that. Last week we talked about practices. We want to have practices so that we can stay strong. Our Centers for Spiritual Living has a vision. Our vision is a world that works for everyone and all of creation. That is our vision here at CSLCC. A world that works for everyone, everything, everywhere, all the time. No exceptions. No exceptions. No exceptions. So how do we get there? How do we create that kind of an expanded experience? So Prentice Hemphill, in their book, wrote, their book called What It Takes to Heal, suggests that it's self-transformation. That's how we change the world. And we're doing it. We're doing it. You're doing it every Sunday that you show up here. And remember last week I ended the service or my talk with that John Waterhouse quote that perfection isn't something to achieve but something to awaken to. We awaken to that through our practices. We become empowered by the truth that we know and that we're so familiar with and so close to that we're not hung up by any ideas of imperfection. We continue to change. There's that something that stays present, that's solid as we change. And change is a process. It's a process we all go through. Again, Prentice says, what is repeated is learned, practiced, and becomes a part of who we are. We know this by science. I mean, that's simple, right? That what's repeated, learned, practiced becomes part of who we are. Yes? Yeah, okay. They go on to say, we have practiced, whether we realized it or not, who we are right now. Take a little feel into that. That who you perceive yourself to be right now, you've practiced to become. You're powerful. You're powerful. So if you want to live a wholehearted life and step into the courage and the compassion and feeling connected to other people, then what is it that you might need to do? Remember last week I talked about the FFTs, those first times. Those first times, right? They're awkward and uncomfortable, but yet if we want to experience something greater, we need to practice doing things and thinking things in a greater way, yes? This is so elementary, but I felt like it really needed to be spoken into the room right now, today, yeah? We don't deeply change without first allowing ourselves to open. I know that. I've experienced that. The ability to be vulnerable, the ability to show who you are. We can't actually belong and have a feeling of belonging unless we first show who we are. Unless we allow ourselves to be seen. That's true belonging anyway. Right? Yeah. So it's just like anything else. It's just like riding a bike, learning to brush your teeth, you know. And so Prentice tells us again that when we fall in love with practice, we're less prone to the frustration and despair that comes from repeating behaviors that do not work for us. Oh, that's another good one, isn't it? Feel a little uncomfortable with that? So, just like our arms and legs learn to ride a bike, and we practice, and we learn to play guitar, we practice, whatever we're practicing, whatever we're learning, dance moves, whatever it is, our brain, our neurocircuits do the same thing. So we practice them. We use affirmations. We do treatment. We ask ourselves important questions while we're visioning. We get into that space. We do sacred service. There's lots of opportunities for us to practice showing up in our authentic self. There's lots of opportunities here for you to do that as well. And it's all muscle memory. Brain. It's your choice. So I want you to breathe into that idea that it's choice. Breathe into that idea right now that it's a decision. That all you touch, you change. These are the words of Octavia Butler. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change, and God is change. God is that constant. So I invite you now to go within. To find that place inside that knows that there's something that has always been in your life. When you were a baby, born, learned to walk, learned to speak, went to school, graduated school, got the first job. Lots of changes, lots of hurts, lots of successes, lots of changes. And there's been something there the whole time. Feel into that something. That something that I know is loving and supportive. That something that I know that before you were even born, before you were even called into this place, that was the call of the something. To create from within itself a new form and gave it a new name. And that one now has had unique experiences. And so now, at this point in life, we lean into that wisdom. We lean in to that constant presence. To the creative intelligence within and all around. And ask, what wants to be revealed as me, as the unique and divine true self? Ask yourself that now. What wants to be revealed? What is calling for an expanded experience, a greater expression in, as, and through my life? Let my words be your own. What is that? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And what is that grand vision that moves in, as, and through me, that seeks a connection in the larger community, in this spiritual community, in Sarasota, in the world? What is seeking to move in, as, and through me in a unique and dynamic way that is creative and powerful? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And now I ask, what stands in the way? What old thoughts, old ways of being, false ideas about myself or the world, my relationship to it? What needs to be released right here and right now? Let it go. What I know about this thing called life is that it is loving and supportive, that there is a creative intelligence and unconditioned love everywhere present, moving in as and through each person here, everyone that tunes in from wherever they are around the world. There's a creative impulse, an intelligence, a creative power. And it is here right now. And I affirm that all these old ideas, erroneous thoughts, ways of behaving that no longer serve are now dissolved, released, relinquished, never to return again. And that truth, the presence of divine love, creative energy, is unstoppable. There is an urge and a passion within each person to rise into their highest self, to be the best self, the divine incarnation of self, unobstructed. I claim this expanded awareness and experience for myself and for each one of us. And I give great thanks for all the good and the glory and the joy that comes with it. I call this good, very good. And I release this word knowing it is already so in the mind of God. And so it is here and now. And so it is. So much love. So much love. So much love.
Wow. Thank you, Refty. It's fun to get back to basics, huh? Oh, that's right. It's me. It's what I think all the time. I am enough. And so are you. Say that. I am enough.
I am enough.
Yeah, say it again. Mean it. Ah, look at the person beside you and say it. Like really good, really, really good. I am enough. Ah, yeah. So there's a part in this song that you get to say that line. I am enough. I am enough. I am whole. I am complete. I've got everything I need. I am enough. Come on, Bobby. I am at peace right now. I am at one with my source. No time for fear right now. I'm happy on my course. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I'm whole. I am complete. I've got everything I need. I am enough. I release and I let go. I throw my troubles to the shore. I got everything I need. Each day I'm blessed with more. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am whole. I am complete. I got everything I need. I am enough. like enough to me. I am here for you to be of service to your plan. Help you any way you want. I'll do everything I can. I am enough. I am whole. I am complete. I got everything I need. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am whole. I am complete. I've got everything I need. I am enough. I am whole. I am complete. I've got everything I need. I am enough. You are enough. Every bit of you.
Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. That was great. Thank you. Thank you, Joyful Noise, and thank you, Reverend Theresa, for reminding us in that perfect way in your message and in the meditation. Thank you so much. So this is our opportunity to be thankful by sharing some of our abundance with this Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. So we have the opportunity to give back to that which is supporting us, spiritually feeding us, giving us the opportunity to learn and grow in spirit. And we are so grateful that we have the beneficiaries that we do, you watching on screen, you here with us, you who give every week through your regular banking. However that occurs, we are so grateful for those gifts. And so now as we prepare to pass the basket, or you can find that information about how to give online. And I also want to mention that as the basket is passed, we now have these laminated cards in the basket. And it's a way for you to give either by PayPal or debit credit by just scanning the QRC code right there. So that will be in the basket as it's passed. Checks and cash work too. In God we trust, right? So with that, I invite you now to take that gift in your hand, whatever that may be. And if it's virtual, then take it virtually into your hand and know that it is offered in gratitude. See that gift as part of participating in the law of giving and receiving, and that is graced in gratitude. That as you give, it is from a grateful place, a loving place. And know that that gift is multiplied abundantly. Know that it is prospering you as you prosper this Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast with your presence, with your gift, with your participation. And this is a divine opportunity for us to know Spirit in this beautiful way. And I invite you to repeat with me, I give thanks, that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. And now, Joyful Noise will lead us in singing our offering affirmation.
I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good, pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good, pass it on.
Those of you who might be joining us for the first time, a special welcome to you. We have a gift for you. If you'll see one of our hosts as over by the door, by the table here, we have a gift for you. It's a copy of the Science of Mind magazine. This is our 98th year of publishing this beautiful magazine that has daily offerings of inspiration. There's articles, columnists, but it's all another activity in spiritual practice by enjoying this magazine. So welcome to you those of you who are visiting the first time, and please make sure you get your gift on the way out. We're so happy that you joined us today. If you'd like to know what's going on at the center, please go to our website, CSLCulturalCoast.org or Facebook, and sign up for our newsletter. And that comes to your email box every week. Be happy to share information about what's going on here at the center. And if you haven't had an opportunity to review it, I'll just mention a couple things real quickly here. Reverend Theresa talked about our election intention, the 100-day project that starts today and goes up through November the 4th. If you'd like to receive messages from numerous thought leaders in the metaphysical, spiritual teaching world, if you'd like to have opportunities to participate in Zoom conferences where there's community building going on and a whole lot more, you can sign up via text, and there's little sheets that look like this over on the table. If you're here in the room, please pick one up, and there's a number to text to. For those of you joining online, you text the word JOIN, J-O-I-N, to this number, 470-784-0250. And you too will be getting messages from Michael Beckwith and Sonny Cantrell and a whole host of other thought leaders in our teaching and in spiritual leadership throughout Science of Mind, the Unity movement, and others. We have a workshop coming up on August the 11th, and so mark your calendars for that. The question is there something that you've been wanting to bring out into your life and it just doesn't seem to want to shift and happen for you? Well, Reverend Shell Redfern is producing a workshop called Breaking Through the Glass Ceiling. And a glass ceiling is anything that you're not aware of that you haven't been able to push beyond. So she's going to take us through that learning opportunity. The workshop starts at 12:30. It's in this room right after the service. So bring something to have quickly for lunch, and then the workshop starts at 12:30, and it's offered on a love offering basis. Every Wednesday, we have a spiritual living circle where we discuss an article from the Science of Mind magazine that I just mentioned. So if you'd like to participate in that, it's a 1-hour online session via Zoom. Please register through the newsletter, and we're happy to have newcomers join us. You can come and go as you please. It's not like a class. You can just participate when it works for your schedule. We believe in prayer and spiritual mind treatment here at the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm a practitioner trained to do that, and I will be supporting anybody who would like to have prayer support today over here by the screen right after the service. Perhaps something came out of the meditation that Reverend Theresa led us through earlier. I'd be happy to support you in prayer around that. We also have 12 other licensed spiritual practitioners in this center. And if you leave a prayer request, either in the basket here or online, we're happy to support you in prayer. That's what we're here for. We're your first line of support in whatever's up for you. And we're happy to and trained to do that. And we know you, we love you, we support you. We'd be happy to support you in whatever's going on that we can be of service for you. Finally, if your schedule permits, please join us for some coffee and conversation and community. We're always happy to share that time together. So with that, I just thank you so much for being here, either online or in the room today. We're so happy that you were able to join us. Joyful Noise is going to lead us in our closing song. Have a great week, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Kathleen. You got your MDs, you got your PhDs, you got your CPAs, you got your DEDs, you got your RNs, you got your DCs, and then you got me, and I ain't got none of these. Who am I? Well, I'll tell you who. I'm Bob Fieberts, NCW. No credentials whatsoever, no fancy degrees. I got no credentials whatsoever, nothing to recommend me. All I got is this old brain. Half the time it's not too sane. I got no credentials whatsoever. Don't listen to me. If you ask me for advice, I will say to you, think twice. One thing to get through your head, don't believe a word I said. I got no credentials whatsoever, no diploma at all. I got no credentials whatsoever, no license on my wall. Only school I've had is life, and I nearly flunked out twice. Got no credentials whatsoever. Don't listen to me. This kid I know, he got C's in school. He's bright, he's smart, he's nobody's fool. But his folks pushed for A's and B's, 'cause they're afraid the world will see. He's got no credentials whatsoever, never got no straight A's. He got no credentials whatsoever. How's he gonna get a job? How's he gonna get a raise? How's he gonna get in a fun, fine college? Picking up that badge of knowledge. No credentials whatsoever. Good luck, kids. Well, when I was in college, this plumber I know, he asked me, what degree are you gonna get? And I said, well, I'm going for a BS. He said, BS, you know what that stands for? And I just laughed and said, yes. And he said, well, you know what MS and PhD stand for? Nope. I said, well, suppose you tell me. And he said, well, MS just means more of it. PhD is piled higher and deeper.
Let's clean it up.
No credentials whatsoever, nothing to recommend me. I got no credentials whatsoever. What you get is what you see. Never took no board exam, so I don't know how smart I am. I got no credentials whatsoever. Don't listen to me. I got no credentials whatsoever. Don't listen to me. You know, it's not like I need them or anything. I'm pretty comfortable with who I am. Don't need anything for my self-esteem. Hey, wait a minute. I got RSCP. I'm a religious science practitioner. That's a credential. Yeah. Woo-hoo! Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.